Model for Lecture 1. Negotiation types. There are two opposite types of negotiations, integrative and distributive. Each is used in certain levels or situations by people who often have to negotiate, especially when it comes to work or business. Distributive negotiations. The term distributive means there is a giving out or the scattering of things. In the real world of negotiations, two parties face off with the goal of getting as much as possible. The seller wants to go after the best price they can obtain, while the buyer wants to pay the lowest price to achieve the best bargaining. It's really just good old plain haggling, which is not all that much different from plain tug of war. It is also known as a positional bargaining, zero-sum negotiation, competitive negotiation or negotiation win-lose. This type of negotiation is one where parties compete for the distribution of a fixed amount of value, and at the end only one party will win. Distributive bargaining usually happens in negotiations that are based on the sale of products, where the only thing that matters is the price, such as in the sale of an automobile or real estate. Distributive bargaining has some important characteristics that you must know about before you can actually put it into actions. First is the bargaining power. This makes the purchase out preferences or the point at which we have declined to deal, the better our position. Expressing eagerness or need reveals a weakness which could be exploited to our disadvantage. The opposite is equally true. Try to pry as much information from the other side. Any additional information that we uncover can be used as leverage to negotiate a better deal. The only thing you should ever tell, the only information we should ever reveal are those alternative options, such as other sellers with shows we are prepared to talk from the negotiations whenever it suits us. Let them make the first offer. Whatever is used at the first offer will generally act as an anchor. Try to get the other side to set the stage from which to start. Be realistic. Being too greedy or too stingy will likely result in no agreement, so keep it real. Integrative negotiations. The word integrative means to join several parts into a whole. Another type of negotiations is the integrative negotiation, also known as a principled negotiation, cooperative bargaining, or win-win negotiation. Integrative negotiation is a type or style of negotiation wherein the parties cooperate in order for them to reach a pleasing agreement for all those involved. The approach of this type of negotiation is non-competitive. Instead, both parties are working on looking for a resolution for the conflict, trying to come up with the advantageous outcome for both. Also, the integrative negotiation usually takes place in negotiations where there are numerous things that should be negotiated or talked about. Conceptually, this implies some cooperation or a joining of forces to achieve something together. Usually involves a high degree of trust and a forming of a relationship. Both parties want to walk away feeling they achieve something which has value by getting that each wants. Ideally, it is the two-world process. In the real world of business, the results often tilt in favor of one party over the other, because it is unlikely that both parties will come to the table at even strengths when they begin the talks. There are many advantages to be gained by the both parties when they take a cooperative approach to mutual problem solving. The process generally involves some form of combination of making value for value concessions. Generally, this form of negotiations is looking down the road, to them forming a long-term relationship to create mutual gain. It is often described as the win-win scenario. When going through an integrative negotiation, try to learn as much from the other parties that you will be dealing with. Get information about the motivations, their needs, their preferences, their interests, and their concerns. Integrative negotiation basics. Multiple issues. Integrative negotiations usually entail a multitude of issues to be negotiated, unlike distributive negotiations, which generally revolve around the price or a single issue. In the integrative negotiations, each side wants to get something of value while trading something which has a lesser value. Sharing. To fully understand each other's situation, both parties must realistically share as much information as they can do. Understand the other's interest. You can't solve problem without knowing parameters. Cooperation is essential. Problem solving. Find solutions to each other's problems. If you can offer something or lesser value which gives your counterpart something which they need, and this results in your realizing your objective, then you have integrated your problems into the positive solution. Bridge building. More and more businesses are engaging in long-term relationships. Relationships of the great security. Over the last 30 years, win-win or mutual gain has become the standard approach to negotiation, particularly in Europe and North America. The idea is that both sides must come away from negotiating table feeling reasonably satisfied with what they have gained. But some negotiations experts consider this to be an idealistic view and propose a tougher hardball approach, avoiding direct conflicts, employs more pressure tactics to make sure you get exactly what you want. Thank you for your attention.